Yeah, we've also have several team members and reporters out and about. Samantha Boyd spent most of her time at one of the more serious areas that was hit, and that was at the Colony West Shopping Center. A lot of the businesses there were damaged heavily, specifically the Kroger and some of the other areas, the Rock City Running Store, the Trek Bicycle Store, and she was able to file this report from Colony West Shopping Center.
Yeah, we're here at the Colony West Shopping Center right off Rodney Parham in West Little Rock, and the damage that they've seen today is pretty significant. I've been here since about 2:45 or 3 o'clock this afternoon, and as you guys can see right here behind me, this is actually probably one of the crazier sights we've seen with cars this afternoon. This car is absolutely flipped over, and then it's also kind of on top of this Camry right behind it. And then behind these two cars, you can see the Kroger. That was the first place that I walked into today when I got here. And if you guys haven't seen the video on Twitter already, I walked in and the power was out, of course, and we walked to the right and the ceiling is just gone. Rain's pouring inside into the Kroger, and then there were champagne bottles, flowers, produce, just all over the place, and tons of people in there taking cover, people who either were out and about driving and came in to take cover, or people who were just getting their groceries and then found out that a tornado was coming through, something that we don't totally experience a ton in Little Rock. And then if we also can show this other side of the parking lot, this really is kind of, I thought a lot of the damage was going to be in Kroger, and it was, but a lot more of the damage really was right over here in these shops. You can see several of these little stores and restaurants, stuff like that, on this strip. And in fact, I talked to someone who was in this one store. It's a Rock City running store. She says that her owner of the store came out to save someone who she says was quite literally flying across the parking lot. The owner comes out to try and help the guy in the parking lot back into that protein store to the right of it. That just shows how powerful that wind was. And to be frank, just about everyone I talked to today who was on this side came out with a little bit of injuries, whether it was scrapes, cuts, a gash on the back of their head, or one woman told me that she saw a literal bar going through someone's calf. I mean, the injuries were pretty significant. We had a U-Haul full of people. They had made it kind of a treatment center for people with injuries to come. And then again, if we can just show the rest of the cars lastly in this parking lot. As I mentioned, we have that car that's flipped over, and that's definitely the most significant sight in this parking lot, I guess you'd say. But really, there's a lot of cars. Look at this one, just for example. Totally damaged. Every person just about that I talked to today says they think their car, you can see this one right here, is a total loss. And I think just by looking at it, they are probably right. A lot of the cars here too, people inside them, again, they were driving, maybe had to pull over because they saw the tornado coming through, heard it, or they were inside and then had to figure out a way to get home. But as you guys can see, this damage is pretty significant. It's really devastating, for people, whether they were here or not. This is a grocery store that frankly a lot of people come to. It's just their neighborhood grocery store, and then stores that people love to come to. I saw people coming up crying because this is their home. This is my home. This is something that really hits home with a lot of people and stuff that we don't see a ton here in Little Rock. So whether you were here or you weren't, when you get on site here, it really is kind of hard hitting. So we're going to continue to follow this and injuries. Everything that's included with this. We'll continue to keep you guys updated.